Okay, so obviously we're Rensselaer County Health Department. So what is vaping? So like you guys said, you were kind of right on point with everything. So vaping is the act of inhaling, so breathing in, and exhaling, which is breathing out, right? So it's inhaling and exhaling aerosol though. So e-cigarettes do not produce tobacco smoke though. So like a cigarette produces tobacco smoke. You guys have that little sheet in front of you that tells you all the chemicals that are coming out that ladies or young girls' mouth, right? So that's all the chemicals plus more that are produced by e-cigarettes. So unlike cigarettes, e-cigarettes don't have tobacco in it. But e-cigarettes and Juuls and e-devices have nicotine in them, just like cigarettes. So it's trying to make you addictive to it. When you guys were 1 or 2, this product came out, but it's just gaining popularity. And who are they marketing to again?
Teenagers.
Yep, teenagers and your age group. So vaping devices not just include e-cigarettes, but they also have vape pens like we went over, Juuls, mods, e-hookahs, and a lot of these represent things that we already have. So common things like an e-cigarette might look like what? Yeah? An e-pen might look like what?
A pen.
Yeah? And a Juul looks like what?
Lead. Lead to a mechanical pencil.
Yeah? What else?
What's a hard drive?
A hard drive. A USB hard
Oh,
drive.
that's right.
Yeah? What is a Juul? So we said, what does a Juul look like? Again. USB drive, right? So it's similar to a USB drive. You can plug it into similar places that you would plug in a USB drive. So it's the newest and most popular vaping device. Juul is how it's spelled. It's a sleek device that represents a USB drive like we went over. You can design it, customize it any way you want, just like anything else. But it now accounts for 72% of the market of shared vaping products. So they own more than 0.5% of the vaping market, and they're advertising that to you guys. So, does anyone know how many packs of cigarettes are in that?
12.
Nope, 20 cigarettes. So 1 pack is in that cartridge. And most of the time, when it's your age group, you're smoking that in a day. So think of that. You're doing 20 cigarettes in 1 day. So when people say it's a healthier alternative to adults to get off smoking, it's not. And it's not a healthy alternative for you guys to start because that has more nicotine than a pack of cigarettes. So vaping juice, like I said, the FDA doesn't approve these products, but they've been kind of coming down on vaping juice and the e-cigarettes because they're coming to become more dangerous. And like I said, they're not approved by the FDA. So on the back of this, you might have like 3 ingredients listed, which is like water and vegetable oil. And maybe it says nicotine, probably doesn't. It just probably says like cotton candy flavor. But that's not true. They have many ingredients, always nicotine in there, maybe a different percentage of nicotine, but always nicotine. And they also have the vegetable oil. They also have chemicals that are linked to cancer. So that's pretty dangerous. So now we have what vaping juice looks like. Shout out what vaping juice looks like.
Juice.
Juice, okay. Is it clear? No, it can be. Does it have flavoring? What type of flavoring? Mango. What else?
Just like fruits in general.
Yeah, all different types. There's thousands and thousands of different vape juices.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you guys a question now. How many, and just raise your hand, how many people know a 6th grader who may be using a Juul or vaping? Okay. Keep your hands up. How many people know a 7th grader who might be vaping using e-cigarettes? Okay. And how many of you know an 8th grader who would be vaping? Okay. And how many people know a high schooler? Okay, so you see everyone's hand is almost raised in the classroom. These numbers are from 2016, and they only say 4.3% of middle school and 11.3% of high school have used e-cigarettes in the past 30 days. So if you show your sign of hands, that number has increased significantly since 2016. So, this is one of my favorite slides. Teen e-cig users are more likely to start smoking. So, if you even have one e-cigarette, and we talked about all the devices, you have a 30.7% chance to start smoking or try a cigarette within 6 months. If you have not done any of the e-devices, you only have an 8.1% chance. That is a significant number change. This one is also my favorite. So they did a study and they asked teenagers and people your age what they thought was in an e-cigarette, what they thought it was. 66% thought it was only just flavoring. They had no idea that what was in it was harmful to them. They thought it was just flavored water. They had no idea that it was harmful for them.
Okay.
Yeah, it smells delicious. So at first, people were being told that it was a smarter alternative than smoking. And now because when everything first comes out, we don't really know a lot about it until we do studies on it. So now a lot of health agencies and government agencies are doing studies on it and finding out what's really into it because they're marketing to you guys. So we're finding out that it's so terrible, so now we are going around doing all these programs telling you the truth about what is really in all of these. What are the risks? A growing body of evidence indicates that vaping products may be dangerous, despite early optimism. So some people were talking about in an earlier class that it was given to adults as a safer way to quit smoking or better than smoking. When the products first came out, this is what they truly did believe. But now, health advocates now recommend caution in using them in light of growing evidence suggesting that their risks, especially to young people, outweigh their benefits. So that is not true. So young people who use marijuana or nicotine products in any form, including e-cigarettes or vaporizers, are at risk for long-lasting effects. These substances affect the development of the brain's reward system, so continued use can lead to addiction. Vaping can make other drugs more pleasurable to a teen's developing brain as well. Nicotine and marijuana also affect the developing brain circuits that control attention and learning. E-cigarette use exposes the lungs to a variety of chemicals. You're going to have disrupted learning. You're going to have difficulty with thinking and problem solving. How many people play a musical instrument or a sport? So almost all of you. You're going to have significant loss in motor coordination. So you might be able to, example, dribble a basketball down the court really fast. Your brain isn't going to be connecting to those motor skills, so you're going to be at a very slow pace if you can even make the connection. It affects it so much. So we're going to play a little game. I am going to say a statement, and you guys are going to raise your hand and tell me, or you can just shout out if it's a myth or a fact. The FDA has not approved e-cigarettes as a quitting aid. Myth or fact?
Fact.
Good job. Some e-cigarettes only have vapor. Myth or fact?
Myth.
Good. E-cigarette vapor is made up of aerosol, which contains nicotine, toxic chemicals, and heavy metals.
Fact.
E-cigarettes help you to quit smoking cigarettes.
Myth.
It is okay to vape inside. The New York Clean Indoor Air Act now bans e-cigarette use indoors.
Fact.
That is true.